Yo, welcome to The Long and Short. It's your boy Maestro. Thanks for tuning in. Every day on this channel, we try to show you how to be a better crypto trader so that you don't get wrecked in this market. If this is the type of content that you're looking for, please go ahead and like if you're in the crypto fight, subscribe if you're with the vibe, share if you care, hit that bell if you need direct mail. As you can see, we did make some improvements to the channel. We did take a day off yesterday to try to bring everything together into better perspective. So hopefully you guys will appreciate these changes and improvements in what we're doing here. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right into the news today. So for the most part, I think there's only really one news article that is bringing my attention to bear right now, and it's the XRP jumping up to 22% based on some positive improvements in their case. So let's take a look at this. XRP climbs to 22% amid developments of Ripple and SEC case. All right, very positive. XRP token used in Ripple's payment network jumped as much as 22% in 24 hours to regain a $40 billion market capitalization on Tuesday after reports suggested a positive turn for the blockchain payments firm in its court battle with the US SEC. All right, so this is good news for us when it comes down to XRP. Further, resistance levels exist at $1 if the price holds above current levels, while support is around 80 cents. So right now they're talking about the RSI was reading over 80, meaning that it's overbought. Here's the thing about RSIs, guys, and especially when they mention them in news articles, never believe them. I never use RSIs. You'll never see me pull one up on the channel. I have a certain feeling about them. Okay, so just them mentioning this in this article kind of throws me a bit, but in all reality, very bullish. All right, let's take a look at what happened here. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres of the Southern District of New York ruled that sealed documents in Ripple's court battle with the SEC over whether the token was issued and sold as an unregistered security should be open. Very big news. Ripple General Counsel Stuart Alderody explained in document significance in a press statement. They'll show that in 2012, Ripple received a legal analysis that XRP was not an investment contract, Alderody said, adding that the company will look forward to the public having access to these documents as we continue to vigorously defend this case. All right, so it's not over, but these are positive developments for XRP. We've seen in tech history that no matter the result of the trial, verdict, or closed door agreement, supporters regularly see ending of legal battles as a bullish sign. James Woe, founder of CEO of crypto investment firm DFG, said in an email to CoinDesk. This increase could be the beginning of a bullish period for XRP if indeed long-lasting trial comes to an end in upcoming months. Everybody's been waiting for this, okay? And this is major for crypto in a lot of different ways, because if XRP does run into issues, okay, with them being a security, that's going to affect a lot of other cryptos, okay? Now, others, however, say that XRP could lose favor among investors because newer payment tokens now exist in the market, right? There's always competition, but I'm not sure if they're as fast as XRP, right? Or have the ingrainment that XRP has as well. So Ripple's outlook remains questionable because market conditions have changed dramatically over the past few years. Vladimir Gorbanov, CEO of Cryptocurrencies, told CoinDesk in a Telegram message, a large number of companies making similar solutions to Ripple. However, Ripple is the most popular service in the segment of interbank transactions, and I believe that they will remain to be so. Usually banks don't like to switch up things that work for them. So I think XRP will continue to explode here if in fact this case does come to fruition. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the market here. Crypto Fear and Greed Index currently sitting at 48 from yesterday's 45. Last week we were pretty fearful. Over the weekend, or right on Friday, price jumped up. Over the weekend sat pretty still. So we're going to take a look at the charts, get a better perspective of what actually happened, and then we'll tell you what we think is going to happen next. All right. In order to get a perspective on this, we also like to go into Bitcoin futures. So let's take a look. All right. First thing that we notice when we come to the futures chart here is that there's a big gap right here in this area. Okay, so we need to be aware that price will probably try to retrace back down to this gap somewhere around 41K, which is not a bad move, retracement move for Bitcoin. Okay, we will want to see something like this. You don't want to see prices just keep going up, because chances are they're going to come down just as hard. All right, now what we're looking for is the CME gap to get filled. Once it does get filled, there are some areas to the bottom here in terms of imbalance that we're going to be looking at as well on the Bitcoin chart to see how far price may actually retrace back to. All right, your open interest is down a bit when it comes to your commitment of traders, your retail speculators squeezing closer to the zero line, right? So everyone was going short You heard about how many shorts got liquidated. The institutions are the ones that's actually doing the buying while you're doing the shorting, and they're just playing on the opposite end. And you can see that on this green line here, okay? So the green line, larger institutions, they're pushing up, retail speculators pushing down, commercials serving the market under the zero line. Remember, we said this is very bullish. When you see this type of movement on these lines, these larger speculators pushing higher above the zero line, that's good news, especially if the commercials stay below the zero line, okay? Now, retail speculators, I'm pretty sure that people were buying, but people are still fearful. And that's what today is about, okay? Monday, sort of sat still. Tuesday, down, okay? And the reason why we want to bring the price down is to continue to bring in those short sentiment traders, all right? We want them to keep going because they are the ones that we're going to be buying to when it comes to the larger institutions. So coordinated move, in my opinion, for today. We'll look for more bullish activity more towards the end of the week. Or you may see a pump sort of Wednesday, Thursday, more of a depression Friday, swinging us more into a range, okay? So these are the things that we're looking for. Very impressive, though, when it comes to the elder ray, because now we're starting to see these bulls assume power. And remember what we said, you can go back and look at previous videos. We were watching this area. We wanted to see if the bears and the bulls will cross over the zero line at the same time. They did, okay? The bears are always a day late. So the bulls push first, next day above it, third day above it, okay? So now we're starting to see the bears climb to the side of the bulls on the zero line, and this is positive news, which is why we're still bullish when it comes to this market. All right, when it comes to the money flow index, money coming into the market, which is pretty apparent, right? Billions of dollars spent, okay? Tons of money came into the market over the past few days. So these are the things that we like to see. Also, sort of in a distribution phase right now with prices being down. All right, not too much to be worried about in our opinion. Let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, so for the total crypto market cap, what we're currently looking at right now is around 1.94 trillion. And we said once price breaks above the 1.87 mark, right, it might be ball game. We might be pushing higher. But there were a few areas above here, right? You see price sort of set this same equal high in these areas here. So this is an area of resistance, I think. We probably will break through if we retrace pretty effectively down to these areas, sort of pushing us back into the 1.87 trillion mark, okay, under it. But if you know anything about trading, these ebbs and flows are very positive. Just like you have ebbs and flows going down, okay? You want to have your ebb and flow going up as well. So a retracement back into this area will give us the steam, the power to push higher. Do I think we're going to go for these equal lows? Possibly. It depends on what happens with the FOMC, but I don't think we're going to go there right now, okay? But we may come back to these levels after FOMC, but we have to see, okay? So in terms of total crypto market cap, still looking very strong right now, even though it's a down day, sitting above 1.87 trillion. If we do dip below, we're looking for a nice little sweep right back up above 1.87 if in fact we dip, okay? So that's what we're looking for when it comes to Bitcoin dominance, currently sitting at 42.29 or 8%, depending on when you're looking at these charts. All right, so again, Bitcoin's still in a pretty dominant position when it comes to the rest of the market, and we like to zoom this out a little bit and get a general area of where we think Bitcoin is the most strong. So really anywhere above 42, 45%, we think Bitcoin holds, the majority of the market and will swing the market and move the market depending on what happens to it. Okay. As you can see, everything is down in the market right now, but Bitcoin right now still holding its dominance even above ETH at the moment. Okay. Bitcoin has been in the news a lot more than ETH. I think that these financial channels, they talk about Bitcoin a lot more than ETH. Okay, so in terms of ETH overtaking Bitcoin market cap, I'm not so sure it's going to happen, guys, right? We've had a few peaks into the 20% level or better, but they haven't sustained. And in order for Ethereum to really take over crypto market cap and pull that away from Bitcoin, it's going to have to sustain over the 20% level and keep going higher, right? And that's pretty much common sense when it comes down to it, guys, right? But for the most part, I think everyone is wondering what's going to happen with ETH market cap. ETH has a lot of competitors. Bitcoin doesn't. That's another thing that you should keep in mind. All right, let's take a look at the scalping charts to see what's actually going on the 1 hour. All right, let's start off on the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. So as you can see over the weekend, things really calmed down. Wick low, wick high, bring in shorts, bring in longs, sit everyone down, right? Very, very, very disciplined weekend. If you weren't a disciplined trader this weekend, you basically sat yourself sideways all week, right? So no real scalp plays, no real swing plays. Everything was silent, okay? Then on Sunday night, maybe around 7, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock on Sunday, price started to pump out of this zone, okay? So remember, this green area was a previous order block that we have drawn out a long time ago, okay? We're just tracing back through it. At this point, price pushed above it, okay, and then started to come back down for the retracement. So if we're looking at Fibonacci levels, things of that nature, if we were to draw one, price is actually in a pretty good place right now in the golden pocket. If I were to assume, let's just draw this out here a little bit. Yeah, sitting right at that 80%. Okay, so if you're going to bounce, you're looking for the bounce right here. If in fact you are going lower, okay, longer term perspective, I think we need to be aware of a couple of areas. We can come right back down through this area here. But notice you do have a nice little imbalance at the top here, right at around 44.5. So I'm anticipating price will push back through that again. But if we take a look lower, okay, you have a really big imbalance right here, smaller one right there, okay, and one that got wicked through over the weekend. So if price were to come back down, what are the levels that we think it could possibly hit? Okay, I'm thinking anywhere somewhere in this imbalance. Okay, so really anywhere from 39.5 down. Okay, 39.5. I think that will support above it. You may not feel this imbalance totally, but price will probably want to come here on sort of a retracement move back down. Okay, so if you see further movement down on Wednesday, that's what it's going for. Otherwise, it's filled this imbalance here. There's no real imbalances here. So if it were to come back into these levels, I don't think it should stay here long. You know, it's consolidated here enough, in my opinion, over the weekend. So what are we looking for? We are actually looking for price to retrace and then bounce higher. Okay, today is not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise for you. And if you're watching levels, okay, if we scroll all the way out to the left here, this is the previous imbalance that we had when price first dumped off. So all price did was come right back to this level, boop, and turned around. Okay, so we're seeing this on the charts. We're able to pick this out. Now, where's the next imbalance? Where's the biggest imbalance to the downside that price could go for? Right? We've already established that price likes to fill gaps, likes to fill imbalances. Where is it? Okay. Well, the CME gap is a little bit below this. All right. Maybe at around 41, right at the bottom of this order block. Okay. The next one down is here, right at around the bottom of it is around 38.2. Okay. So I wouldn't anticipate that price is going to fall all the way here, but don't be surprised if it does. If it does, okay, then you're filling this imbalance to the downside, which gives this price action a lot more health to continue to push higher. Okay, think about it. If you were to trade around here, fall, but you stay within this trend line angle, which everyone likes to draw, right? You're thinking that you'll probably fall maybe somewhere around the 12th, 13th. Bloody Valentine's Day, maybe. Okay, back down to 39, then moving up. Now, if this is the case, we have to be careful because we're now starting to move into the FOMC. All right. Do I think price is just going to skyrocket from here? Probably not. OK, so we have to be aware that these retracements are healthy. They are needed, and price could definitely fall as hard as it rose before. OK, these are the things that we're looking for. When it comes to scalp short plays, you do have some targets to the downside here. Lots of liquidity sitting at these levels. Lots of it. OK, give a nice little fake out to the top side, then boom, go for this liquidity. OK, so you do have levels to the bottom side. Level here, level here. Are we going to set a low here, double low? Okay. Even level of liquidity here to snatch, or are we going to just bounce from here? Okay. I think the bounce is less likely, especially today. It's getting towards the end of the day, and we know that Asia gets pretty bloody, right? So we want to be watching out for these things as we're moving into the afternoon. It's around 12:31. The afternoon session for New York could essentially just sit us still here, set more liquidity to the downside, spike it, try to go for these lower levels and then turn higher. Okay. Worst case scenario is if we start to push back down into these areas. Okay. The only thing that worries me about these areas is this imbalance. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the longer term perspective, cut through those very quickly, and then we'll go ahead and get up out of here for the day. Okay. So we always preface this with, this is not financial advice. These are areas that we are watching to get into and out of specific coins. Okay. Now, when it comes to holding Bitcoin, my recommendation to everyone is to hold it, right? If you're going to trade, do trading with altcoins, things of that nature, right? Even Ethereum. But when it comes to Bitcoin, what you're always trying to do is improve on that stack. Doesn't matter if it's $10, $20, $40, okay? $100, $1,000. Doesn't really matter. What you're trying to do is improve on that stack consistently over time. All right. Now, with all of these things going on in the market right now, it's pretty hard to understand where to buy, where to sell. So this is why we set up these levels of discount and premium. Okay. So if we were to zoom out here and kind of scroll over a little bit, we've shown you guys how to set this up on a couple of different videos. We're going to do a full tutorial on how to actually pull this together. Now, things may look a bit confusing right now. Okay. But what I want you to understand is that you can draw these charts in your own way. We do this for example purposes. If I were just trading, I wouldn't have all of this on my chart. Okay. But what is important are the lower areas of price, the higher areas of price. Okay. Your lower areas are your discount and your bargain. Your higher areas are your high premium, low premium. Think about this like going to a department store. Okay. And the greatest fallacy in trading is people treat trading opposite than they treat a regular retail environment. Okay. When you go into a department store, you always want to buy things for lower or bargain prices, right? You never want to buy things at a premium price. In fact, you want to sell them at a premium price. So we use the same mentality to simplify what we're doing in trading to say, okay, we want to buy at the lower prices, sell at the higher prices. Well, how do you know where they are? This will help you. Okay, so there are a couple of tutorials on how to do this. And again, we're going to do a full tutorial on how to do this so that everyone has the full process and they can do this for themselves and they don't have to rely on, watching me in order to show you where these levels are. You can build them yourself. You can do this on lower time frames, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Because price is fractal. Everything that applies on the higher time frame also applies on the lower time frame. All right. Let's get into it. So if we're looking at Bitcoin here, okay, we said that Bitcoin was trading in the discounted zone. All right. Climbed out of the discounted zone very aggressively. But look at where it stopped, right at our scale out zone. Okay. And what are we looking for? Imbalances. You saw this on the 1 hour chart. Now you're seeing it on the daily chart. All right. So once price does fill these imbalances, folks, it does have the right to go the other way, especially if you're seeing equal highs. Okay. So you see these equal highs right here, and it just looks like 1 point. So what are you saying? Equal highs. There's 2 candles here, folks, right? So pay attention. Even if one is red, one is green, they're right next to each other with these wicks and peaks near similar points. Okay. So you see price came up, touched this level, then boom, spiked through it, took all of that liquidity to the top side. For all of those guys that were thinking that price is still breaking out here, guess where they're going now? All of those folks are either getting liquidated, their stop losses are getting hit, etc. All right. So this is what price action does to bring traders in. So all of the shorts who went short at this level, they're in good. Okay. Everyone that went long at this level, they're feeling some pain today on a Tuesday. No worry. Okay. No worry. Everything is still okay, guys. Don't worry. All right. So what are we looking for? Price to come down, try to fill some of this imbalance area and then push up higher. Okay. So dancing on top of the discount zone to push a little higher, you may be able to get Bitcoin at a fairly good buy coming in somewhere maybe around a little under 40K. All right. Now this is a risky buy. I want you to anticipate these blue lines here, which is the first FOMC meeting coming out of January. All right. March 15th, March 16th. All right, so we have to be aware of these dates. I think it's the 14th and 15th, actually. Well, either way, do your research. You'll find out when the dates are, but it falls within this window. We need to make sure that price is up higher when we get to the FOMC. That's what we want to see, okay? That's what the bulls want to see. The bears, they want it lower because if we can crack below this white line of 30K, then that means more capitulation in the market when it comes to Bitcoin, and we're not far from there, okay? This upwards movement was nice to see, but if price were to come back down here and then we reach the FOMC, we could be in trouble when it comes to Bitcoin. But you guys can see scaling in at what? Let's say the highest level of 34 and getting out at 45. You shouldn't be mad at that as a trader. Okay. Now, again, we hold Bitcoin. We don't sell Bitcoin. But as you guys can see, especially when it comes to Bitcoin, right? Because it's the largest market cap crypto, it moves a certain way. All right. It moves like Forex. It moves like a currency. And so using Forex rules, you can apply them to crypto and you see the same exact things happen on the price levels. The algorithms and the bots pretty much all work the same. Okay. So price push ups, boom, takes that imbalance, pushing back down. So this is what we're seeing on Bitcoin. Again, anticipating a retracement. And let's go ahead and continue to dive through because a lot of these other coins look the same. Some of these levels didn't actually get touched for the scale out, which does give me, a bit of worry, but we want to see if price will continue to push higher over the next few days, and Bitcoin's going to tell the story on that. All right, taking a look at ETH, same thing, right? You're scaling in at around 2401 and you're scaling out at 3,000. Okay, again, not a bad trade. That's $600 move. Okay, nice percentage. And see what it does. It breaks above these levels here for ETH. ETH does move in greater percentages than Bitcoin. So the things that we apply for ETH, right, that price movement is going to boom, break through a little bit more aggressively because ETH moves faster than Bitcoin. It's at a lower price. A lot more retail investors can get involved and push that price along with the institutions, not so much with Bitcoin, right, being at 40K and above. So when it comes to this, same exact price action. Big imbalance, came through it. Now we're getting sat down a bit after the scale out. But you notice there weren't those equal highs here. So Ethereum still tried to push a bit. Your equal highs are a lot higher, right? But you're seeing this on the daily chart right now. Ethereum trading in a low premium zone. We think that ETH could come back down to the discount zone actually to trade somewhere around 2401 if in fact the FOMC news is bad. So all of the profits that we're taking on our scale out positions, this is now dry powder for whatever happens with the FOMC. And this is how you want to play the game, guys. Don't just leave all of your profits in the market for it to fluctuate. Okay, take some things out. And this is why we set these levels here. So if you got in at 2401, scaled out at 3,000, you were doing pretty good in that trade. And you see that price just ran away from you a little bit, but not very far. And this is what we're seeing on Ethereum. Okay, so what are we looking for? Imbalance to the downside here. Want to see if we can fill that in somewhere a little bit below 28. Okay, and if so, by FOMC, if prices were to come down, we're looking to get it for somewhere around 24 and scale in if price does continue to fall. All right. Taking a look at Binance token, we are currently sitting in the low premium zone, trading at 418, and price did again touch our scale in zones, and now it tried to reach the scale out zone, didn't quite do it, right? But it did try to fill this imbalance. I think it probably got to the, not quite to the second one, right? So I'm still trying to see some bullish movement for BNB. I want to see prices go higher, okay? For the most part, though, still sitting in the same zone, hasn't broken out of low premium. We're looking for lower prices when it comes to BNB, somewhere under $3 and somewhere under 358. Okay, and if we can get that, then we're in pretty good shape. But otherwise, we're just watching this price action move. Let's take a look at XRP. All right, XRP had a major day yesterday, right? So scaling in at these levels, right, and scaling in here, even though you're down today, we're still anticipating that XRP is going to push way above $1. Now, we understand that there's some resistance at $1, as the article said. Okay, you have a couple of equal highs here, which lends credence to that. But do I think we're really going to get pushed down, especially if they like really start to close this case out? No way. This thing's going to continue to push up in the low premium, maybe high premium zones. Okay, closer to $1.50, $1.75 is what we're anticipating for XRP once they get over this hump. All right, but again, rules honored, imbalance filled, okay, snatch liquidity to the top side, both areas, okay? And I'm anticipating for XRP to move sort of like a currency as well once it does get over the hump, all right? But again, 2 levels of liquidity reach, it does give it price the permission to go back down, try to refill this imbalance, all right? So if XRP does go back down to 70 cents, don't be surprised. This is normal when it comes to price action. This will actually be a pretty good retracement back into a golden zone as well. If we were to draw Fibonacci here, okay, we would actually see that, you know, the way that you would be able to tell where a golden zone is without a Fibonacci, okay? Just go from the lowest price or lowest area in price that you're tracking to the highest area, okay? And just use the candles. And then drop it down about a third, all right? Drop it down about 2/3 actually. And then you'll find the golden pocket, right? That's pretty much what it is. So, you know, it's just math, guys. So then boom, price will drop down, take this imbalance, hit this golden zone, and then continue higher. This is what we're looking for. Okay, so if you feel like price is running away from you, there's always prices lower for you to pick it up at. Okay, now the thing you want to be on par with is when all of the rest of the institutional buying is coming in, because that's the boat you want to ride. You don't want to be riding your own long, looking for the rest of the market to come along with you. It's okay to see price start to move aggressively, then get in, because that means you have institutional sponsorship in your trade. All right, let's take a look at Cardano. Also, really trying to work its way out of this zone. Cardano's been getting suppressed and pushed down for quite some time. Okay, and we do have some pretty high scale out zones hit for Cardano, maybe around $1.72 and $1.25. Okay, so we're anticipating that Cardano will see these prices. And when they do, we're looking to scale out of them. Okay, now you're still in the discount zone, currently trading at $1.15. Haven't moved very much, but Cardano did move with the market and is moving down with the market again today. All right, how aggressively will this move be? It's pretty much on par with everything else that's happening in the market right now. Okay, actually holding up pretty well compared to a few other coins. All right, so Cardano will continue to watch, but right now, these are pretty good areas to scale in. I would say I want to see price drop a little bit lower if I were to still be scaling into Cardano, but we already have our position there, so we're just waiting to see what happens. When it comes to Solana, also in the discounted zone, and as you guys can see, we are anticipating for price to really push up into that low premium zone. We think Solana could definitely reach there, right? But network issues, things like that are holding this crypto up in a major way, in my opinion. So when it comes down to it, if we're just following our rules in regards to price action, there are some imbalances to the downside here, maybe around $107, currently trading at 111. So if price drops those few dollars there, I would consider that imbalance filled, and then it would be able to continue. There may be a couple of lows here that price could go for, but again, these are good scaling areas, right? Just this entire area right here in this discount zone for us when it comes to Solana, $88 to $100, 110, good areas to scale in, because we do have a really good feeling that if this market were to go gangbusters and a lot more money comes in, Solana will be the benefit of some of that money, right? Not a lot of it, which is why some of our scale out positions are not too high in the low premium zone, sort of sitting mid-range, and we do want to see price reach these levels, which is where we're going to take some profits. All right, taking a look at AVAX. AVAX has been trying to hold on to this green candle with dear life, and it just seems like it's not going to happen today, but they're fighting for it. They are definitely fighting for it, okay? Again, same rules apply, imbalance to the top side, price comes to fill that, okay? Didn't quite take out these equal highs, but if you're counting the bodies of the candles, you can say that it did, all right? Wicked a bit into it and then started to come down. So again, AVAX in the low premium zone, I think that this can definitely keep pushing higher to high premium zones. But if it does visit the discount zone again, we will be buyers anywhere, maybe around $60, a little bit higher, depending on what's happening with the rest of the market. Okay. You always want to take the entire market into consideration when you're into these coins, right? At the end of the day, the macro news matters now for crypto. It didn't before, but I think it really does matter now in this market and in this space, because you have the institutions here now and they play by certain rules and they do certain things at certain times. Okay. So that's why the cycles have changed. That's why nobody can understand what cycle Bitcoin's in right now, whether it's a bull or a bear market. The institutions are going to push the cycle, not what normally happens with Bitcoin. Okay. So let's just remember that. Let's take a look at Atom, which was one that we did have a position. We got in here at this smaller blue line. Okay, so we're still up in our position and we did take some profit right here at 31. So, you know, we took what? I think I only took off 20% of that trade, right? Because I'm thinking that Cosmos still has a lot to push higher, right? So we still have money in the market, but we did set some dry powder aside for the FOMC and what's going to happen there. All right, so right now, Cosmos currently trading at around $30, sitting in a low premium zone. Everything sort of pushing out of those discount zones and bargain zones. They're trying to. Okay, so we'll see if there's another influx of money into this market after this low down move today. Maybe tomorrow things may sit sideways and then boom, Thursday or Friday you can see it, or it could be complete opposite, right? And we crash further into the weekend. That is also a possibility, right? Usually by midweek, you're able to gauge which way price wants to go on Thursday or Friday. So we'll talk about that in the next coming videos in the next few days. All right. Not a lot to chase to the downside here, though, when it comes to Cosmos, right? I think that there's no real imbalances here for price to fill. Okay. All of these different areas seem to be retraced on the daily. There may be some on the smaller time frames that we're not seeing right now. If we look, we can probably find some. But again, guys, you see where you get in and where you get out is important. Okay. The scale out position, once price hit, runs away a little bit, but it doesn't run far. These are like bands that hold price in certain areas, okay? And they're very easy to find. As long as you can find the imbalances, equal highs and equal lows, you're able to pull these positions out of the chart just like we are, okay? So 2 scale out positions in the low premium zone. We did hit one of them, take some profit, okay? So we're happy about that. Letting the rest sit to see if price can continue to push higher. When it comes to Polkadot, all right, Polkadot also in the discount zone right now, right? Small areas, good scale in areas here, okay? So see how when you scale in, you're not putting in the entire bag in, right? You're not doing that. All you're doing is a little bit at a time, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. And you had great scaling opportunities at this point. You'll be up in the trade, prices are tracing a bit. There is some imbalance to the downside here that we're looking, and there are some equal lows here to the downside, right? So you have liquidity here, you have imbalance here. It's not too hard for price to push through this and then keep going, okay? So for Polkadot, we want to see if price is going to sustain itself sort of above this scaling line that we drew, right? If in fact we were to start to push higher into the low premium zone, okay, we're scaling in right before price crosses into that $28 level, okay? We think that these are good areas for price to continue to push higher from, okay? Because essentially at that point, all of your imbalances will be filled. If in fact you're getting in, okay, you want to see price push above this and keep going. If we get sat down, there may be bullish news in the market that does that, okay? So once the imbalances are filled, we want to see it push higher. Sort of the same way that it did with Bitcoin, but these are still good areas to us to scale in. All right, when it comes to Polkadot, let's go ahead and take a look. So still in the discount zone, price for trading back down a little bit, back into this imbalance zone. Do have imbalances to the top side here. Okay, so we're looking to scale in these discount zones because we think that if Polkadot were to break above 28 bucks, you know, it does have a pretty good chance to still keep going, but we are scaling out right around these areas of low premium. Okay, so taking a look at DOT right now, currently trading at $21 in a discounted zone in scale in areas. Seems that it wants to retrace back down to these areas, and if it does hit them, we will probably take a little bit more of our position, but we are happy with what we currently hold for DOT. When it comes to MATIC, MATIC is currently trading in a low premium zone right now at $1.89. All right, imbalance to the bottom side here and here. Okay, so price did come up, filled this one, didn't have very much more to fill to the top side here. So, right, jump in, scale out, right? It's as simple as that, guys. As long as you follow your rules, you're able to get into these trades right in areas and get where there's good prices and get out right at areas that prices may want to turn back around, okay? So imbalance filled, not really equal highs or anything to touch, but price did push a little bit higher and now it's starting to come back down, okay? So if you did work with this scale out zone, then you were able to take some profits on this move here from, let's say, $1.45 to $1.89. All right. Now, depending on how much capital you allocate, it's a pretty good win. All right. But anything from any long position from here to here is a good percentage move. OK, you're making 10, 20%. OK, on that move. All right. So MATIC still trading pretty strong in a low premium zone. Let's see if it can hold it. Let's move forward to Luna. All right, Terra Luna also in the low premium zone did dip into this discount zone. And look at this, guys. Touch the scale in zone, touch the scale out zone, comes down. What other examples do you guys need? I'm showing you this over and over and over on the chart, okay? Now, you have to learn how to draw these, which is why we recommend going to other videos and checking those out. But you can see it. You can see it over and over and over again. It manifests itself right on the chart, okay? Touch the zone, scale in, scale out. Price comes back down. And again, it may run away from you, right? As you're scaling out, you're seeing price rise and continue to rise. And oh my God, it's up 8, 9, 10% today. But isn't the next day, like if you've been involved in crypto for a long time, right? Or even a year at this point, aren't the very bullish days followed by very bearish days, right? Doesn't that always happen? And don't you always get fooled with the Coinbase alert that says, oh, Ethereum's up today by 10% or down today by 10%. And then, you know, what happens? You know, you go buy because it's up 10% and then the next day it falls, right? It's all psychological, guys. So as these prices rise, they will come down. And that's why scaling in, scaling out keeps that dry powder in your pocket for you to keep pushing forward when in fact prices do fall. All you're going to do is scale back into position, right? At levels that you think are important for you. All right, let's take a look at Theta. So Theta is actually still in a bargain zone, hasn't broken out of here just yet, okay? Hasn't really filled this imbalance, created new imbalances to the bottom side. So I'm thinking Theta may just stay in this range, okay, guys? It didn't push with the same velocity as the rest of the market, okay? You see these imbalances getting filled on a lot of other tokens. You're not seeing it on Theta, okay? So is the volume dying out? Is it getting less tradable for people who, you know, had found success before? The price has been falling. All right. So we need to be aware of that. We also need to be aware that, you know, this project may continue to find lower levels in bargain, especially if the regular market or the larger crypto market is hit at the FOMC. All right, so we'll continue to watch this, but right now, not necessarily something that we're looking to get into. Let's take a look at Harmony 1, breaking its way from the discount zone to the low premium zone. These are the things that we want to see. And Harmony 1 has a ton of imbalance to the top side. All right, so big one here, big one here, big one here. We want to continue to watch these areas in case price does push up to start to take some profits on, right? So scale in areas got hit. This puts us in, right? But we're not quite at the areas where we want to be just yet. We think Harmony has a lot more room to run to the upside, and that's what we're going to look for. Currently trading right now in the low premium zone at 20 cents. We think Harmony can definitely be gotten once again at around 17 cents if price continues more bearish, but we don't think that that's going to be a real concern going into the next couple of weeks. By FOMC though, it may be. Taking a look at Secret token, also in a low premium zone. And again, when you're playing with these altcoins, guys, the same rules do not always apply when it comes to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, very easy to trade when it comes to imbalances, equal highs, equal lows, liquidity levels, very easy to see. Not so much on the altcoins, okay? Because different type of investors, institutions are not so much involved. So we have to be aware of that. When it comes to Secret, you're seeing an example of that, right? So big imbalances here, but they didn't get filled, all right? Just created more imbalances to the downside. So price is falling off here. Didn't really hit a scale in zone. It did back here, but we weren't actually drawing these back here back in December, right? But it did touch this area. This is the area that we're looking for again. So in these discount zones, if Secret were to push down to around $4.02, $4, we think that these are pretty good buys in this area. Okay, so price were to push back up, we're looking for scale out zones somewhere around $7.53. But right now, currently trading at $6.26 in a low premium zone. We want to see Secret token drop some more before we actually get in. All right, Fantom also pretty much looking the same exact way that Secret looks, but we have a couple of scale in positions right here at these imbalances in the discount zone, anticipating that price is probably going to go here by FOMC. All right, so we're just being patient. We're holding that dry powder for positions in Fantom right now, currently trading at $2.21 in a low premium zone. Just hit a scale out position, but we didn't have anything to hold, so we weren't able to actually scale out. All right, when it comes to VeChain, also in a bargain zone, okay? Let's see here. Not very much to talk about for VeChain. We do want to see it bust out of this bargain zone into a discount zone. So tried to do it, couldn't really do it. It did fill this imbalance. You do have some equal highs here to the top side here for liquidity to be ran, but we'll see if it's actually able to be done. Currently trading right now at 6 cents in a bargain zone for VeChain. We're looking to get it somewhere around 4 to 3 cents if in fact it were to drop there, which we're anticipating by FOMC. I know I keep saying that, but it's just reality, guys. You have to be real. All right. When it comes to Algo, we are looking at Algorand trading also in a discounted zone. Okay. We did scale in here. We're going to hold these positions strong. We're not scared. We're not going to jump out. We're not going to panic sell. We think Algorand is a really good buy right here at around $1.06 to 94 cents. Okay. So these are the areas that we're looking for, even scaling in a little bit higher at around $1.30 if in fact price were to climb there. Scaling out somewhere around $1.67, $2.02, etc. Okay, so you guys see the plan. Here it is. Right now, currently trading at $1. Algorand we think is a good buy at discount. All right, trying to hold itself strong out of that bargain zone. When it comes to Filecoin, also in a bargain zone, okay, trying to climb its way out of the lowest levels of the bargain zone, right at these little levels of accumulation here. Price came down, didn't really spend too much time here, and now it's starting to climb its way out of it, but jump out, jump in. That's the way price moves. Okay, so did feel this imbalance to the top side here. Okay, this shows us institutions are involved with Filecoin, which does give me some hope that price will start to skyrocket a bit more. But again, there are other solutions out there right now. And this is the thing about legacy cryptos, right? Things that were around in say 2018, 2019, we consider them legacy, right? And they're even not even that old. But there's always new technology coming into this market, which we have to be aware of. And in fact, Filecoin is being affected by new storage tokens coming into the market. So will they be able to climb out of this bargain zone? Not really sure. We want to see a lot more news and a lot more innovation from them, and they can definitely do it. But for right now, not so sure. All right, not really interested in Filecoin. Let's talk about Dogecoin, also in the bargain zone. Okay, so Dogecoin did have some pretty nice aggressive pumps over the past couple of days, but now it's getting pushed back down right into that 15 cent level, right? Did make it up to around 17 cents. I was pretty shocked. these are the things that we're looking at Doge right now, trading in the bargain zone. We're looking to get Doge at around 10 cents. Okay, that's the area. Don't hate me for it. It's just the areas that we're looking for. Okay, and scaling out even in discount zone somewhere around 25 cents. Why? Because Doge has a lot of downwards pressure, a lot of downwards action. We don't want to get caught holding the bag at 25 cents if in fact price does turn around. Okay, which we do have some imbalance here to see if it does. So Dogecoin, not a good buy right now at 15 cents. We're thinking it probably will go lower by FOMC, but this seems to be a floor. Okay, seems to be somewhat of a floor. Not a lot of selling going on right now, but that doesn't mean it won't. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So for LRC, which is Loop Ring, also was in the bargain zone, jumped pretty nicely into a discount zone, but starting to come back down to that bargain zone. Okay, so we're looking for scale in position somewhere around 64 cents, maybe 70 cents, a little higher. Okay, but nothing really higher than that. We want to get into these in the best areas. Okay, and if it's flirting with a bargain zone, then come on, baby, let's see what you got. All right, if it does come down here, then we will be looking to scale in. Right now, trying to hold itself in a discount zone. And again, negative price action, pushing price down. We want to see explosions out of this area. Okay, without the explosions, it doesn't give us the confidence that we see with other coins. Okay, we know the institutions are involved with other things. All right, case in point, Engine token. Better case in point, Mana. Okay, so boom, bottom of the discount zone, you push very aggressively out of this zone. You can see it comes from discount very aggressively into low premium. So you are down today. There are imbalances to the downside, but again, metaverse tokens sort of work similar in regards to price action, but not the same. I would say they are correlated in a way because you do have institutions starting to get into them now. So you're going to start to see some of these rules that we follow on Bitcoin also start to see, show themselves on some of these altcoins. All right. But for Engine token, currently trading back down. I guess it's trying to reach for these imbalance areas here, but these are good areas to scale in, right? When it comes to Engine token right now, currently trading at $1.95. We're looking at maybe $1.75 to get in, maybe a little bit higher. And we're scaling out at around $3.04, $3.42. Okay, so you can see all of the levels to the right side here, where we're getting in, where we're getting out. When it comes to Mana, all right, Mana, even bigger push, right? From the discount into the low premium. This is the strength that we like to see. You got negative downwards price action. You want to, boom, break market structure to the left-hand side in order for you to have confidence that this thing will keep pushing higher, okay? So Decentraland, one of the most popular metaverses out there. They're building a lot in the metaverse over there. So I think that this will continue to pump, okay? But you are seeing downwards price action today, having balances to the bottom side here. And if we're able to scale in for Decentraland at $2.11, and I know that sounds weird because this thing was at like 20 cents, 80 cents back when I first got into crypto. Saying Decentraland at $3.16 in a low premium zone sounds weird to me, but that's for the guys who've been around, I guess, for a year or better. So when it comes down to it, in a low premium zone, trading back down to a discount seems like it, but I think that Decentraland is a strong project. Anywhere in the discount zone is a good area to accumulate under $3.04. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Sandbox. All right, when it comes to Sandbox, you can almost print the same exact chart on the Sandbox. All right, that shows me that institutions are here. The prices are moving in conjunction. They're holding hands. You can almost carbon copy print these charts together. But you can see from a discount zone to a low premium zone. And again, scale in level touched, scale out level touched, price comes down. Okay, so you're taking profits here, guys. Taking profits at these scale out levels. You won't feel bad 2 or 3 days later. You may feel bad in the moment. Right? Because you're saying, oh, price is really running. I don't want to take profit right now. You're saying this to yourself. But 2 or 3 days later, you're either going to say one or two things to yourself. You're going to say, oh, man, I should have took that profit. Or I was right. But wouldn't you want to play the end result that seems to be showing itself to you more than the others? Okay. And the one that shows itself to me the most, okay, is once imbalances are filled, the price will go the other way. It's achieved its objective. Okay. All price has objectives, all of it, no matter what crypto you're talking about, okay? It seeks its way through these price objectives, okay? So once we hit the scale out position, touched it, goes the other way. We're going to show you this on cryptos over and over and over again, looking at it from these longer term perspectives. It's going to take time, but they're going to prove themselves out, okay? We've been doing this for a week, guys. It's already showing itself. All right, so again, SAN is currently trading at, what is it, $4.44. In a low premium zone, trying to put its way back down into the discount zone. And we do pick some more up if in fact it does hit these scaling levels again. All right, let's take a look at our last few coins here. All right, when it comes to Chainlink, still in the discount zone, currently trading at $18.15. And again, great scale in positions because we think that Chainlink can run, okay, into low premium zones. And we do have a couple of scale out areas set right at around 32 and 34 bucks. All right, another scale in position right at around 24. We'll see what happens. We may actually pull this one off. We like to get in at these lower levels. The lower, the better, right? So when you see higher scale in positions, we really only take these if the market is really, really running, okay? Otherwise, we sit out. Let's move forward. All right, when it comes to AVE, 2 scale in positions, price currently sitting right here. And I think AVE definitely has the potential to blow up. They had some pretty good news that came out today. So, you know, we're looking to see if this can extend itself out of this bargain zone into premium zones, okay? And that's what we're looking for when it comes to AVE, currently trading right now at 176. We think still is a pretty good buy. We are scaling in at these levels. Okay, not a ton, but we are scaling into some positions here for AVE. And when it comes to the graph, also in a bargain zone, hasn't really climbed its way out of this zone yet. Okay, so price to action still pushing down, not very positive. Okay, but you do have pushes out of this sort of bargain to discount zone, but not the lower discount zones and bargain zones to premium zones. These are the things that we want to see. Right now, graph playing around in the bargain zone. We are not accumulating at this point, right? Because of the negative price action. We want to see market structure get broken, okay? This push up higher did not really break any market structure. It filled an imbalance, but it didn't break market structure. Has to go higher to around 60 cents for that to happen. Will that happen for the graph? Not necessarily sure, which is why we are sitting out currently. Last but not least, let's talk about Curve Dow, currently trading in a discount zone right now. Okay, so price did touch the scale in level. Let's see if we reach our scale out level. Lots of imbalance to the top side here for price to go for. Okay, so we think CRV very strong, will continue to move in an institutional manner, filling imbalances, reaching for lows, reaching for highs, that type of thing. Okay, that's what we're looking at when it comes to this market. For the most part, guys, hopefully you guys like the changes. We will be coming to you live on camera now, and we're able to change a few different views here, so you'll be able to get us in full camera view as well as the chart view, and we'll continue to improve on that. But for the most part, man, thank you guys for tuning in. This is The Long and Short. It's your boy Maestro. Salute. We out of here. Peace.